Hey guys. I said earlier, and I said actually a couple days ago to somebody else, that I was going to do a video on using references. Here's my video on using references. Okay, so this is my little sketchbook. Yeah, sketchbook. I will be using my terracotta red and terracotta red, and then this was just a dollar store fine point pen, not waterproof, but just like nice fine point. It was $1 for 2 of them, so I was happy. Anyways, so the books I'm using are Senshi Stock to Go Poses for Drawing, and the models are like mostly clothed in them. Actually, I think they're all clothed. Yeah, this one's totally clothed, but it's a lot of really cool poses and stuff. And this guy looks like the dude who played Merlin, which is pretty awesome. But yeah, so it's like some really cool poses. Actually, I got this on Amazon for like $20, which is pretty decent, and it's got some really cool stuff in it. So Senshi Stock to Go for drawing on poses. It's just, sorry, my desk is always a clutterfuck. Anyway. Ugh. And then the other book I have is Drawings of Muka, which I'm probably saying his name wrong. I always say Muka, and know some people are like Muka or whatever the hell. Anyways, fonts. Muka. So it goes through sketches and stuff, and then you see like sketches in comparison to the actual drawings. But look how beautiful these are. Anyways, so I say you can always learn more from a sketch than you can from a finished piece. And you know why? Because you can see construction lines. That is why. If any of you are familiar with the artist Loish, her actual name is Lois von Bar. She has an art book out and an art book coming out, and the one that's coming out is all sketches. And I did part of the Kickstarter. The Kickstarter's done. You'll probably be able to buy it online. It's by 3D Total Publishing. It is going to be amazing. When I get that, I'm going to review it. I have like the biggest girl crush on this woman. Like, she just does so amazing work. Anyways, let us draw from this book. So I think Senshi Stock is actually from I think they're from DA, and then they just put together all the poses. But look at these poses, they're so fantastic. I really like her. So get everything in frame. Yeah. So you can probably see my holy jeans. Anyways, so when drawing a longer pose or when using reference, try to get the basic shape down first, and like kind of hitting the high and low points, just to give yourself a starting point, because it is really hard. And that way you're placing the image on your page in a way that is A, pleasing, and B, so it doesn't run off like I kind of ran off here, but oh well. Not the end of the world. That's why I like a sketchbook that lays flat. Anyway, so what you want to do is you just want to break the body down into basic shapes. So first, I always like to do like, it's called a running line gesture, and you just kind of place the pose on the page by doing like a little skeleton frame, essentially. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to hit the directions of the major masses, and that way when I go to start blocking in and filling out my forms, I have a basic idea of direction. And I'm sorry the red is so light. Okay, so I get her head in and place her neck. So she's a very pretty model. I very much like her. I haven't used this book yet. I'm like actually really excited. I got it a couple weeks ago and I was just like, yay, reference book! And then I got really busy with life, so it kind of went on my shelf. I will do a review of all of my books I have for reference. I have photography books. Like if I want men in poses, like in natural poses, I get male photography books. There are a lot of wonderful photography books out there, and I will I'll review a couple of the ones that I have. Anyway, so for head shape, I don't know. So So if I wanted to draw like a portrait of her, I'd start breaking down her proportions, but really I just want her pose right now. So I am just breaking everything down into basic shapes to place it on the page. And this arm is out a little bit more than what I have it, and she's got, okay, that's why her torso is doing this. So your major masses are the head, the rib cage, the pelvis are the three major masses of the torso, and then you have the directional line, like the arms and legs, and those are usually just really basic. You can do arms and legs really easily with like just direction lines. The torso, you may want to fill out the oval a little bit more. Oh yay, you are foreshortened to hell. That's okay, I was having problems with foreshortening the other day. The friggin' comic I made, every goddamn pose, like, there was always one pose on the page that had this super foreshortened arm, and I was just giving me hell. I was so mad. Life. Anyway. So, so that goes back like that, which will, I'll just put the foot there, because you can't really see that. But, like, you want to, like, constantly be aware of the negative space, of, like, where everything is overlapping, and once you understand, like, where the negative spaces are going, should that, like, be down like that more, which would bring that up, and which will bring that there. Like, once you understand, so you can, like, tell my little, like, it's like working through math problems for me. I'm constantly like looking and reassessing, and that's what you have to do whenever you're drawing a pose from reference or using a reference. You constantly need to be looking at drawing and looking at the image and seeing, okay, where am I going wrong? And yeah, this one kind of went off the page, but it's kind of a long, lengthy pose, but that's okay. That's why I have a flat opening sketchbook. It's not the end of the world. So that's actually down further in here like that. And like you want to make sure that your relationships are working with everything, and just keep going back and referencing and making sure that you're getting everything right. Now from here, I can take the pose and I can draw over top of it, and I can draw my character. Once I'm happy with the way that everything looks, and I'm confident enough that my pose is correct, I can then start adding different details to it and turn it into a different character. Now, another way to use reference book is to do a reference book or reference photos is to do quick gestures, and that's what I was doing in the Sketchbook Slam, is I was using my reference books to do quick 1-minute gestures, and I was also using the site Line of Action. It does timed photograph drawings, so you can go 30 seconds, 60 seconds, 5 minutes, and 10 minutes, I think is the most you can do. Really great site. Sometimes it's a little glitchy, and I know a lot of the animal drawings, you'll try and narrow it down and then it doesn't work, and it's kind of annoying, but whatever. clean drawing here. Gotta do some hand practice. That'll be one of the next things I do, is practice, like, I want to do that 100 hands video. I might have to be time-lapsed though. Oh god, just sitting here watching me draw freeform 100 pieces of hand. Like, anyway, so, sorry, the costume's a little bit off, but whatever. That's how you can use reference to just create a believable character in a setting. For gesture wise, I will flip the page, see what I get. Yeah, so for gesture, you basically want to run a running line gesture just to get like the feel of the pose. The book Nicolaides, I suggested it in another video. Apparently it's out of print. I could not find it. I'll have to find my copy and show it to you guys, so if you see it in the used bookstore, you can pick it up. It's like, the art in the book sucks, but the theory in the book is really great. Yeah, it's one of those things that the theory is actually really, really fantastic to know. Yeah, so I know I'm doing it really small, but this is just an example. So yeah, like, you just slowly build the forms up and get the form down, and once you get the form down, you're not caring about details, you're just caring about getting the form on the page. Maybe a little expression. But yeah, so that's what running line gestures are. And that's how you use reference. The biggest thing with using reference is making sure that you are incorporating the relationships between the forms, looking at the negative space to make sure that you're getting the pose right. And if the pose is foreshortened, like, I'm using an actual reference book, so I know that nothing has been photoshopped in this. I am fully aware of like nothing's really been altered. Maybe just some saturation points or something in the photos, but nothing has been truly altered. When you're using references from photographs like magazines or websites with pinups and stuff like that, most of the time, like 90% of the time, those photographs are going to be edited. They're going to be heavily edited, so you have to be aware of what you're drawing, and you have to be aware of the forms that you're drawing. For shortened poses, you need to know what the body looks like in foreshortening. So the easiest way to do that, if you've got a really difficult pose, is to put the body in a box. Put the forms in boxes, because you know what? It is a hell of a lot easier to draw a box in perspective than it is to draw a cylinder in perspective. And one of the exercises we had to do when we were in school was put the body in a box and like make the body out of boxes, because you were able to get your foreshortening down and it was a lot easier to understand what was going on. So make sure that when you are doing a foreshortened pose, that if you're having trouble with it and you're not describing the forms, put the major masses in boxes and you will be able to describe the forms better. Anyways, thank you very much for watching the video. If you have any questions on this video or any of my other videos, please leave it in the comments below. I will try and answer them the best I can. If yeah, you have a suggestion for a video that you would like to see, also leave it in the comments. I hope everyone has a great day, and I will probably talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.